treat my wife nice, okay? You treat my peoples right, okay? You treat my church family right, okay? Then you're in good standing with me, okay? That's what righteousness is. It's being in good standing with God, okay? That's what you need in order to get into heaven, period. The problem is that sin, and we'll get to this in a second, sin gets you out of right standing with God. It's just that simple, okay? So you need to be in right standing with God. So by the way, the sin you did 20 years ago takes you out of right standing. The sin you were born with takes you out of right standing with God, okay? So everybody's walking around without right standing, okay? The gospel, which is the power of God unto salvation, in it, the righteousness of God is revealed. So in other words, it is revealed of how to get a right relationship with God. It's revealed in the gospel from faith to faith. Okay, you ever wonder what you've heard that passage before, from faith to faith. What does that mean from faith to faith? There's two kinds of righteousness, so there's two kinds of faith. There's imputed righteousness, okay, or it's called positional righteousness, and there is imparted righteousness, which is called practical righteousness, okay? And we'll learn what imputed righteousness is in a minute, but it is simply God declaring you and counting you to be righteous. That happens at salvation. And then there is a practical righteousness that you impart on your everyday lives, okay, by displaying righteous behavior, okay? And so there is the faith that gets you imputed righteousness or gets you saved permanently. Once you get saved, okay, you are permanently saved. Remember we talked about that? In other words, you're saying I am saved past tense to a future event, hell. Okay, so what am I saved from? Okay, you ever wonder that? Hey, I'm saved, okay? Well, you tell somebody I'm saved. What you saved from? Some smarty pants might say, okay? Well, the answer is easy. I'm saved from the penalty of sin, hell. I'm saved over sin's power in my life. And one day I will even be saved from the very presence of sin. So there is a threefold aspect of salvation of what I'm saved from: penalty, sin's power, and soon sin's presence in my life, in the glorification, okay? So one kind of faith gets me saved. Another kind of faith helps me to walk saved. Okay, so in it is the righteousness of God revealed from faith to faith. As is written, the just shall live by faith. Okay, then it gets down to the nitty gritty. It starts at the very beginning. Very important passage. Verse 18. For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all unrighteousness and ungodliness of men who suppress the truth in unrighteousness. Okay? The gospel means what, Bible scholars? Good news. Okay? But before you understand the good news, you need to be aware of the bad news. Okay? In other words, if somebody says, I got $20, okay, you might say, okay, $20, okay, great, okay. But if you are absolutely broke, okay, if you get the bad news that somebody just sent something through your bank account, okay, that put you in the negative, okay, some big item that you forgot about. Nobody's ever had this kind of experience before. Okay, you bought a cruise ship or something. Okay, you bought your private plane payment went through and it cleared the bank. Okay, your Benz just went through and they accelerated your loan, okay, on your Mercedes. Okay, and now instead of the $1,000 note that you were expecting, okay, now $50,000 comes out your account. Okay, and you are past broke. I mean, you past broke. I mean, you not only broke, you are broke and in debt. Okay, and you were at McDonald's. And you're standing in line and you are starving. You haven't eaten all day, okay? And you're in the line and your credit card, not accepted. Let me try that, not accepted, not accepted. You go to your phone, you go to your bank app, you look it up, red, all over the stuff bouncing all over the place. And now somebody says, I got $20. Go get your burger. You look like you're having a, hey, guess what? Hey, hallelujah. Hallelujah. See, without the bad news, you can't appreciate the good news. Okay? And the bad news is this. The wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness. All. Y'all didn't hear me. All. Somebody say all. Okay, now you don't understand, Keith. Wrath is anger in action. Okay, so Keith could do something to me, and I can be mad at him. I have a little attitude, little lightweight attitude against him, and I'm looking at Keith. He walked by me. I'm like, oh, Keith. I can't stand Keith. Okay, wish I didn't see Keith right now. Okay, I got a little, that's just anger, okay? Wrath, if I walk up and hit Keith, that's wrath, okay? One, you can be angry without wrath. Wrath is anger in motion. Okay? The wrath of God, and by the way, the wrath of an eternal God is eternal. Okay? It don't go away. Okay? God doesn't get mad 1 minute and then get unmad. Okay? Once God gets mad at you, he stays mad at you forever. Forever. Okay? That's what we're dealing with. That's the bad news. And he has a place apart from him in this universe. It's the only place in the universe that is apart from him. Because he don't want to see those he has wrath against. He just wants to pour the wrath on them. Where a person will suffer forever and ever. Okay? And it's called hell. Okay? The wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men who suppress the truth in unrighteousness. Why I say suppress the truth? It's because you know better. You know better. You knew better than to do that. Like my grandson, the day before yesterday, we were home together in the ice storm. Okay? He asked me for another piece of bacon. So I'm the cook all day, okay? I'm cooking breakfast, lunch, and dinner, okay? And so he said, can I have another piece of bacon? Yeah, you have another piece of bacon. Boom, give him the bacon. I go to my room, okay? I come back, and he's in the kitchen by the trash can, looking guilty. I mean, I've never seen such guilt on a human being's face before like I seen on his face. I said, what's wrong, boy? He can't talk. He like this. This boy has stuffed more bacon in his mouth. He knew all he had to do was ask. But he went and stole that bacon. And he was about to choke to death on crispy bacon. Okay? Trying not to. I say, tell me, what's wrong? He couldn't even talk. His mouth was full of bacon. He knew better than that. I say, it's all right. Just don't choke. Okay, just don't choke. I forgive you. Just don't choke. Okay? Here, get something to drink. Okay? Now, let's do this. Okay? And I said, okay, it's fine. Okay? You know better than that. You knew. That boy chased me around the house for an hour apologizing. Okay? Because he knew he was wrong. I said, I forgive you. I said, it's okay. He still knew it was wrong, and it bothered him. Okay? You see, we suppress the truth. We know the truth, but in our unrighteousness, we suppress the truth. Okay? We live in a world where truth is suppressed all the time. We live in a world where we don't know what we can trust or who we can believe. We don't know if we're getting all the news, if we're just getting a part of news, if we're getting an agenda that somebody's rolling out. We don't know who or what to believe in because men are suppressing the truth. Amen. In unrighteousness. And it says the wrath of God is revealed against all this behavior because what may be known of God is manifested in them because God has shown it to them. See, it's manifested in everybody. See, the fact that God is manifested. The fact that you have a morality is evidence that there is a God. The fact that you say, hey, this is right and this is wrong. Okay, why do we have that? A dog doesn't have that. A gorilla doesn't have that. Okay, only humans have morality. Okay, that's because we were created in the image of God, and it's manifested in us, those things that are right and wrong. Isn't it interesting how different cultures who have not been exposed to one another, that have been separated through distance over time, still have the same basic morality? It's wrong everywhere to steal. It's wrong everywhere to kill. It's wrong everywhere to lie and to cheat. Okay? No matter what culture you're in, that's because God has made these things known to us on the inside of us. See, there was a time when everyone knew God. Okay? There was a time when everybody was connected to Noah, to Adam, or to Eve. Okay? But they did something. It says the creation of the world, his invisible attributes are clearly seen, being understood, even his eternal power and Godhead. So they are without excuse. Because when they knew God, they didn't glorify him as God. Neither were they thankful, but they became futile in their thoughts, and their foolish hearts were darkened. Professing to be wise, they became fools. They educated themselves into imbecility and changed the glory of the incorruptible God into an image made by corruptible men and birds and four-footed creeping animals and all kinds of creepy things. See, they started off with the Greeks. They made the gods in man's image. And then they started worshiping animals and made God in the likeness of animals and even creeping things. So when you get to Egypt, by the time you get to Egypt, you have the sacred scarab okay, that they worshiped, a sacred beetle or roach that they would worship. That's on all the hieroglyphics. They changed the glory of the incorruptible God into something that they could control, and they suppressed the truth in unrighteousness. Today, we suppress the truth of God through evolution. The doctrine. It's not even a theory. It's the doctrine of evolution.